The single dad checked the seating card 3 times before he sat down, because the name on it did not match his name, but the waiter had already pulled out the chair and 40 people were watching, so he sat anyway, and that one small decision changed his entire life. He was not supposed to be at that table. He was not even supposed to be at that dinner. He had come to the charity gala as a last-minute replacement for his boss, wearing a suit he had rented for $30, carrying $11 in his wallet, and carrying something much heavier in his chest, the quiet exhaustion of a man raising a 6-year-old daughter alone after losing his wife 2 years earlier. He worked 2 jobs. He skipped meals so his daughter would not have to. And tonight, he was only there to hand out programs, not to sit among the city's wealthiest guests. But when the woman at table 12 looked up and said, "You're late," he did not know what to say. He did not know that woman was the CEO of one of the largest companies in the state. He did not know she had been waiting for a blind date arranged by her father, a man desperate to see his daughter fall in love before he passed away. And he definitely did not know that in less than 1 hour, she would look him in the eyes and offer him $50 million, with only one condition attached to it. But we are getting ahead of the story. Let's go back to the beginning, because what happened next will make you believe again in second chances, in quiet kindness, and in the strange, beautiful ways life brings broken people exactly where they need to be. The single dad's name tag said staff, but the seating card at table 12 said guest of honor. He assumed it was a mistake. He almost walked away, but the CEO, a sharp-eyed woman named Eleanor, tired of blind dates arranged by her father's matchmaking friends, tired of men who only saw her bank account, looked at this tired, humble man in a rented suit and felt something she had not felt in years, curiosity. "Sit," she said again, softer this time. "Please." He sat. His hands trembled slightly as he reached for the water glass. Eleanor noticed. She noticed everything. It was how she built her company from nothing. "Rough night?" she asked. "Rough 2 years," he admitted, surprising himself with his honesty. "My daughter has a fever. I left her with my neighbor. I should be home." Eleanor's chest tightened. Most men at these events talked about stocks, yachts, connections. This man was talking about a 6-year-old girl. "What's her name?" Eleanor asked. "Lily," he said. And for the first time that night, he smiled, a real tired, loving smile. "She drew me a picture this morning. Told me to keep it in my pocket for luck." He pulled out a folded, crumpled drawing of a stick-figure family. Just him and Lily, holding hands under a yellow sun. Eleanor stared at it longer than she meant to. She had everything money could buy, and yet nobody had drawn her a picture like that in 30 years. Across the table, 3 executives were pitching Eleanor an investment deal, but she was not listening. She was watching this stranger fold the drawing carefully back into his pocket, like it was the only treasure he owned. "Why are you really here tonight?" she asked quietly. He hesitated, then told her the truth. His boss had a family emergency and offered him $200 to attend in his place, hand out programs, and leave early. He needed that money for Lily's medicine. Eleanor felt something crack open inside her, something she had guarded for years. This man was not chasing her money. He did not even know who she was. For the first time in her adult life, she felt seen, not for her success, but simply as a person sitting across a table from someone kind. Weeks passed. What started as a strange, accidental dinner became something neither of them expected. Quiet phone calls after Lily fell asleep, a shared laugh over burnt coffee, a friendship built slowly, honestly, without money, without pretense. Eleanor visited their small apartment once, uninvited, worried after the single dad missed a call. She found him exhausted on the floor, surrounded by crayons, patiently helping Lily with her reading homework, both of them laughing at a silly mistake she made. Eleanor stood in the doorway, unnoticed, tears filling her eyes. She had spent millions on hospital wings and charity galas, trying to fill an emptiness inside her. But she realized in that moment, real love, real family, was something money could never manufacture. But not everyone was happy about this growing connection. Eleanor's board of directors grew nervous. Rumors began, whispers that she was distracted, that her father's dying wish for her to marry was making her reckless, that this nobody from the wrong side of town did not belong in her world. Her father, weak from illness, called her into his study one evening. "I don't care about his bank account," he said, gripping her hand with what strength he had left. "I care that you finally smile again." Eleanor cried harder than she had in years. 2 days later, her father passed away peacefully, holding a photo of Eleanor as a little girl. At the funeral, the single dad stood quietly in the back, not as a guest of honor, not as anyone important, just as a friend supporting Eleanor through her grief, holding Lily's hand the entire time. Eleanor noticed him there, steady, humble, present, and it broke something loose in her heart. 1 week later, Eleanor called an emergency board meeting. She stood before investors, executives, and lawyers and announced a decision that shocked the entire company. She would step back from daily operations to focus on family, and she was offering $50 million, not as a business deal but as a dowry tied to one condition: marriage. The boardroom went silent. Everyone assumed she meant a business partner, a strategic alliance. But when the single dad arrived that afternoon, called in under the pretense of a father-daughter foundation meeting, Eleanor stood before him, nervous for the first time in her professional life. "I'm not doing this because of pity," she said, voice shaking. "I'm doing this because you taught me what real love looks like. Marry me, not for the money. Marry me because Lily already calls me Auntie Ellie. And because I have never, not once, felt more like myself than when I'm with the two of you." The single dad stood frozen, overwhelmed, his eyes filling with tears. This was not a fairy tale rescue. This was not a rich woman saving a poor man. This was two broken people, both grieving, both exhausted, finding unexpected wholeness in each other. "I can't accept $50 million, he whispered. "I never wanted your money, Eleanor. I wanted—" He paused, voice cracking. "I wanted someone to see me, not as poor, not as struggling, just as me." Eleanor smiled through her tears. "I do see you," she said. "I always have." He knelt down, not out of desperation, but out of love, and asked her a question that had nothing to do with money. "Will you be part of our family? Truly? Forever?" Eleanor nodded, unable to speak, and Lily, watching from the doorway with wide, innocent eyes, ran forward shouting, "Does this mean Auntie Ellie is my mommy now?" The room, filled with lawyers, executives, and hardened businesspeople, broke into tears. 6 months later, the wedding was small, intimate, nothing like the extravagant events Eleanor used to attend. No cameras, no press, just close friends, warm laughter, and Lily as flower girl, scattering petals with joyful abandon. The $50 million was placed into a foundation, not for luxury, but to build community centers for struggling single parents across the country, ensuring no exhausted father would ever again have to choose between his child's medicine and rent. The single dad, once dismissed as just staff, now stood beside Eleanor, not as a man who married into wealth, but as a man who taught a grieving woman that true riches are found in crayon drawings, bedtime stories, and quiet, unconditional love. And that is the heart of the story. Kindness does not check bank accounts before it changes a life. Love does not require perfect circumstances, only open, honest hearts, and sometimes the family we are searching for has been sitting right in front of us all along, waiting simply to be seen. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a comment to share your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Wings of Kindness for more inspiring stories. Remember, even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's life forever.